The showrunner for the animated X-Men 97 series has been fired the week before the series is set to launch. We're going to get into that right now. We've been looking forward to X-Men 97, and we've got some news a week before the show is to be released, and it may be good news, it may be bad news, we don't really know, but the showrunner, Bo DeMaio, or DeMaio, I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, so either way, has been fired. He was set to go out to do press for X-Men 97, and a week before the series is launched, he has been let go by Marvel and Disney. So first things first, what does this mean to you, like on its face, before we get into any of the speculation? And we will speculate, so we'll say what speculation, but we do know he's been fired, and it's a week before the launch. What does that mean for X-Men 97 now and going forward?
Well, for me, I can't tell if it's something I should be upset about because I haven't seen it yet. So, I mean, ultimately, I'm still excited about the show. We talked about some things that maybe we were worried about, but
still worried about because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but I'm still excited for it. I'm still going to give it a chance. So, I mean, I can't say it's good news or bad news one way or the other. I don't know the job that he did yet. I will say this is the same guy who he worked on The Witcher for Netflix.
Oh,
but to be fair, he left the show because he thought the people...
He worked on season 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he left because he thought the showrunners didn't have respect for the lore.
Okay.
So, I mean, he is a, he hits the check boxes for, progressives.
Yeah, he's a writer and showrunner who is openly gay.
Yep.
And Disney
and
knows that. And look, I mean, he hits the diversity inclusion checkbox for Disney,
which we don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what you look like. It does not matter. If you do
We've
a
been
good
very
job,
consistent.
you do a good job. I could care
Hire
less.
the best people that understand the material they're covering or writing or producing or acting in. We don't care what your preference is in life. Just be the right person for the job. Don't hire someone because of their preferences. That's where you get into the garbage that Disney's put out.
But this show could be great. I don't know.
Could be.
So, it could be an absolute trash heap. But we're gonna give it a chance. It comes out and just
a week.
Like a week. So.
Yes, he was supposed to go out and do press for the show. So let's get into that for a second because there's no way to spin that. The fact that he was set to do press for the series. And I think he will be covered as a writer for the first 2 seasons. This is not something that would have been taken lightly. So Disney learned something that they were not comfortable with in releasing him right now and having this be pressed before the show comes out. So there's speculation. We'll get into it. We're in a culture right now where people want to talk about themselves, show themselves, and there's been a market built with OnlyFans. And Bo DeMaio has an OnlyFans page. Now, who cares? That's the first thing.
I don't care.
Doesn't cater to me. So
I haven't seen the pictures. Don't know.
Wait a minute. You haven't? What pictures?
Yeah, but I heard it was free, and I heard they said there wasn't anything explicit on there.
He shut all his social media accounts down. Look, if he puts stuff on OnlyFans that made Disney uncomfortable, that was highly explicit or whatever it was, it's probably going to come out. People have a way of finding those images, and they leak out. As of right now, we have to take at his word, the people representing him, that it was free and he didn't put anything out that was.
But I think he did take it down.
He did take it down because usually when you take those things down, it means you don't want something to be seen. So, look, we may have finally found a line that Disney has drawn because before now, it sure didn't seem like they had much of a line. They would fire Gina Carano. They fired Jonathan Majors because of the court case, which there's different opinions on that, But there's not too many lines you could cross these days if you're on the left side of the political spectrum and you're engaged in identity politics, to where Disney wouldn't back you.
It's generally an advantage.
It's generally, and that's just a fact. So the fact that they fired him means we're going to hear something more that happened that maybe had nothing to do with OnlyFans, but there sure is speculation that there was some content that they felt uncomfortable. That speculation is out there that they saw some stuff on OnlyFans and they canned him for it. We don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't get the whole, I mean, look, I do get it if you're trying to make money. That money is usually the driver for everything.
He'd be making pretty good money, though.
Well, that's the second question. If he was making money off his OnlyFans, I don't know that he was. What does that say for Disney's pay scale? That he has to go to OnlyFans to make extra income. Maybe Disney's not paying so much.
Well, it is an animated show, so maybe it's not the same as some of the live.
He's supplementing his income. I mean, you never know. But look, I mean, this is concerning because, they were invested in Bo being the showrunner of this series enough to where, he's heavily vested in the first 2 seasons. So they haven't greenlit a season 3 yet. They did greenlight and are working on season 2. So he'll get credit. They'll do the whole thing like they do with Kathy Kennedy. Once she's gone, you'll see her name on stuff for years, right? Mm-hmm. Produced by Kathy Kennedy. So this will be created or written by or created by Bo DeMeo on season 2. Then they have to scramble now to find a showrunner for season 3 if it gets that far. I mean, obviously they may not get a season 3 if it doesn't get received well.
Well, it was done so abruptly. Obviously, there's going to be something that comes out, I think, the next few days that probably isn't going to make him look good. Either that, or maybe he got into it with an executive there.
We're going to find out more because the story will grow. Look, I mean,
you heard some people talk about maybe it was the job that he did on the show, and I don't think it has anything to do with that, because if that was the case, he would have canceled or delayed the show.
Right,
and
they fired him a week
beforehand.
before the show launches. So,
it has nothing to do with
something just happened.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what they feel he did to the show.
But look, who I don't feel bad for? I don't feel bad for Disney, because this is the crap sandwich that they've made for themselves. That they still, when you listen to Bob Iger talk, they're not getting it. They're not getting it. That look at the movies that are killing it at the box office right now. Look at Dune 2 with Denis Villeneuve and what he's doing with the Dune story franchise. Look at what's happened with Wonka. Look at Barbie. Look at Oppenheimer. The great directors, the great movies, the good to great movies that have been put out the last few years, none of them have been Disney. Disney's getting their ass kicked at the box office. They're getting their ass kicked at the parks right now. Universal's about to launch next year. The
parks are still making a lot of money, though.
They are, but a fraction of what they were.
Yeah.
And Epic Universe launches next year at Universal. So, look, I mean, Disney has not learned their lesson yet. Don't kid yourself into thinking that they're sitting in a room saying, you know what, maybe we need to get back to storytelling and doing that in a way that's not divisive, because we want people from all spectrums to enjoy our movies. And you can't alienate a huge segment of your customer base, and they've clearly done it.
But the people that make the content are surrounded in an echo chamber.
Yeah, they have nothing but support.
Yeah, they're not hearing anybody that comes out from the outside and chimes in. They're not listening to it.
Nobody is telling them, hey, maybe you want to leave some of this stuff out of the story because, one, it doesn't serve the story. It's pandering. It's lecturing. And nobody wants to go escape and see a Disney movie or a series or any type of storytelling where they feel like they're being lectured to or being talked down to. They just want to see good stories. And you can put in some of your views on life or the world or whatever in your story if it's written well enough.
Do it in a way that's subtle.
Yeah, subtle.
Where other people can relate to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's been done with books and video games and TV shows and movies.
Not lately,
and music.
They all have entertainment across the board has a similar problem.
Because there's a lack of talent. There's a lack of talent in the writers' room, the storytelling.
You got activists parading around as writers. And they're activists before anything else. But all that being said, maybe this show won't be like that. Maybe it will be good. Who knows?
Yeah, obviously.
It probably won't, but we're going to try. We're going to give it a shot.
Yeah, we'll watch it. And look, I mean, I don't care what Bo DeMeo, for me, is a potential viewer of X-Men 97, I don't care. I don't
really
want to
don't
know
care
about their
either.
life. I just want to know that you tell a good story. Leave the other crap out of it. Tell a good story. And so he's gone. Now the showrunner, as we wrap this up, the new showrunner will have to come in and pitch to Disney for season 3.
Right.
They'll have to come in and say, what's the story and where are we going to take it so that they can get it greenlit. But look, it's somewhat big news at a time when they need this to be a hit. This leads into the Deadpool and Wolverine and the future X-Men. Like we talked about this in a prior video, where if this goes bad, I don't know that it cripples everything they're doing moving forward, but it hurts.
It cripples
hurts.
It cripples everything involving Marvel.
It hurts.
Because X-Men is a much bigger property than Fantastic Four. Like there's no comparison. And
So
if you can look at other things too, from video games to the movies. Like the whole plan is X-Men stuff for the next 6 years. I mean, that is their plan moving forward. So if they don't get this right,
they're starting off
hosed.
bad.
Yeah,
It's a bad start. But look, I don't feel sorry for you, Disney. You made the bed, Bob Iger, go lay in it. So let us know what you think. Are you surprised at this change with Bo DeMeo being fired from Marvel and Disney from X-Men 97? You know, what are your thoughts around the show? Are you looking forward to seeing it? What are your thoughts around X-Men and the larger rollout that we've talked about that will start with Deadpool and Disney? Let us know your thoughts. While you're doing that, smash that like button, leave us a comment, hit the notifications bell for future content, and most importantly, hit subscribe so we can continue to grow our channel and TCB.